Hi, and thanks for joining my channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to set up fence posts. I'm going to be doing this myself. This one directly behind me that I set up yesterday. A few things you're going to need: safety glasses, you need a post leveler. I'm going to show you how to use that. You're going to need some concrete, you're going to need water, and some 2x3 lumber, which you're going to cut and use for support. And I'm going to show you how I did this one. So let's get started. So if you see this is a 2x3. I cut it, and right here, put a screw right through the middle, and come up on the other side. Same with this. I need 2 of these per post that I'm doing. So if you have a lot of posts, just figure out how many 2x4s, 2x3s you're going to need to get. You don't need to buy some for every post. If you're going to set the post a few at a time, you can reuse these. I'm actually reusing this from the post that I set yesterday. I'm going to show you how these are set up from the video. We'll go through the video. So this is an example of how the post is set. Right? See the 2x3s right there supporting it in place. This already have the concrete in there set. This I poured yesterday. And if you see, I already have them lined up all the way to the end. I have a few more to go on this side. So this is the one we're going to be working on today. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is screw your 2x3s to your existing post, just to give it some level of support. One to the back, one to the front. So at this point, don't worry so much about it being level. That's where our post leveler comes in. Show this a little closer. So now you're gonna strap this on the post. You have bubbles on this side, and that side, that's what you're gonna use to level. So once I put this on there, I'll bring the camera a little closer so you can see how we get that level. But notice the rubber band is on one side. You pull this around the post, and there's a hook in the front right here. You hook that to it, and it stays on the post. So that's how you attach this. You're gonna see that in a little bit. This one has the magnet on the inside in case you're using it for metal, but we don't have metal here. So strap this on right there around the post. So if you can see, that bubble is right on that end, so it's definitely not level. I mean, just looking at it, you would see that it's slanted. Let me talk a little bit about, I guess, digging the post hole. The hole I dug here is about 2.5 feet deep. Then you're not able to see it. I have about 6 inches of pea gravel in there, which I compacted to make sure that if it rains, water does not pool at the bottom of the post. That decreases the chances of it rotting. So I poured some gravel in there, compacted it, then went ahead and stuck my post in there. Just go ahead and try to get this level. All right, so just kick that up a little bit, right? Watch your bevel. Once that's level, kind of kick that down, right? Push that down, it holds. See, our level is still there. So this is level from that standpoint. Then look at this. Look at this. This needs to lean over like this. Alright. So once we get it there, kind of kick that into place to hold position. So that's level there. Let's check the other one. Need to adjust this a little bit. Alright. So don't worry about getting this perfect for now. Just get it good enough. And I'll tell you why in a second. So that's there. Right. That's good enough for now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour the concrete inside the hole. That solid is going to help me balance this and keep the level in place. Right, I'm going to adjust the level and finalize it once the concrete is in there before I pour water. What I'm using is Quickrete concrete. So the instructions say you can just pour it in the hole, and each bag needs about 1 gallon of water. So let's proceed with that step. We have some winds blowing in from the west, so I'm going to go ahead and add one more support here just to give it a fighting chance, to make sure that the wind doesn't blow this and gets it off level. There we go. Before pouring the concrete, one thing you should do is put on the mask, because the dust that's going to come flying out of there, you definitely don't want to breathe that in. Here's a half bag of concrete that I had from yesterday's pour. See the dust coming out. You definitely don't want to breathe that in. Again, I don't get any royalties from them, but this is what I use, the Quickrete, the concrete mix, fat setting. I have another half bag. What I do is kind of level it around. I typically leave about 2 inches of clearance between the top of the concrete and the soil level, and I'll add soil on that just to cover up concrete. If you were to mix concrete and pour in here, what some people recommend doing is to level it so this slopes away from it. The one thing that I learned taking out the old fence posts is that it probably doesn't matter. The wood expands and contracts at a different rate relative to the concrete. So when I was pulling out the old posts, some of them had already separated from the concrete. So some people recommend putting some type of caulking or sealant around once it's sealed, but I'm going to proceed and just keep this as it is. Now let's get back to our level. All right, we're going to do the fine adjustments now. Right, that's nice and centered. That's centered. Check this. Still centered. Oh, let's adjust that a little bit. There we go. It's better. And that's good. So all I'm gonna do now is pour the water. Remember I said a gallon of water per bag, and just about a bag. I have a gallon right there. Just gonna pour, rinse off the concrete on the top of the post. I'm just gonna use this just to make sure the water is seeping all the way in. Kind of a crude way of mixing it, but there we go. Have a full 1 gallon in there. So the fast setting concrete needs about 4 hours minimum before it's strong enough to bear any load. Let's confirm our levels before we it's good. That's good. So we're just gonna let this sit. We're gonna let that sit for 4 hours and it should be ready to go. So now I'm gonna move on to the other phases of building a fence. If you wanted to see what the finished product looks like, that started at the bottom there. So I did all of these last night. Demoed the fence in the afternoon and started building towards the evening. That's kind of what it looks like. I have a rod board at the bottom, and I decided to use the Japanese cedar pickets. And going towards the end, my neighbor's fence is a little lower, so I just did a step down all the way to the same elevation as their fence. Yeah, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the other end. If you like these videos, just go ahead and hit the like button at the bottom. Hit the subscribe button also, so as more videos come up, you get notified. And again, if you have any comments, put them down at the bottom, and I look forward to reading from you. Thank you. Bye.